Hold your breath, football fans. You have no idea what just happened behind the scenes. Our star quarterback is finally making his move, and the head coach just dropped a massive update before the season finale against our biggest rivals. Is he ready to return? Is the path to victory clear now that a top-tier defensive star is officially out? Stay tuned because this changes everything for the playoff race. Quickly, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me your name and city in the comments below. I literally cannot believe the news coming out of the facility today as the Minnesota Vikings prepare for their final clash of the 2025 season. We are looking at a January 4th showdown at US Bank Stadium against the Green Bay Packers, and the stakes could not be higher for the narrative of this franchise. Even though the Packers are locked into that number 7 seed, the ripple effects of their roster decisions are sending shockwaves through the league. The biggest story right now involves a player who will not even be on the field. Micah Parsons is officially done for the year. I want you to think about that for a second. One of the most terrifying pass rushers in the history of the sport will not be lurking on the edge, waiting to disrupt our offensive rhythm. This changes the entire mathematical equation for our protection schemes and gives whoever is under center a massive sigh of relief. Speaking of who will be under center, the mystery is finally starting to clear up. We have been waiting for weeks to see if Mccarthy would be healthy enough to reclaim his spot after that nagging right hand injury. I have been following every single report from the practice facility, and the latest update from head coach Kevin O'Connell is exactly what we needed to hear. According to the coach, McCarthy had a really positive throwing session on December 30th. This was not just a light toss. He was out with the trainers testing the limits of that hand. O'Connell mentioned that the plan was to get him back into practice on New Year's Eve to see if there were any lingering restrictions. I find it fascinating how the team is handling this. They are being cautious, but the urgency is palpable. McCarthy himself is not hiding his desire to be out there. He spoke to reporters and was basically lobbying for his chance to play in this historic rivalry. He understands that a game against the Packers is bigger than any individual. It is about the tradition, the fan base, and the history that defines this division. McCarthy noted that playing against a defense without Micah Parsons is a completely different world. He showed a lot of respect, calling Parsons one of the best of all time, but you can see the light in his eyes knowing the pocket might be a little cleaner this Sunday. However, it is not going to be a walk in the park. Jeff Hafley is still running that defense, and as McCarthy pointed out, Hafley is one of the premier defensive minds in the game today. The Packers still have plenty of ball players who want to ruin our day. Kevin O'Connell's strategy seems to be centered on volume. He told the media that the plan was to give McCarthy as many reps as possible during the midweek sessions to determine exactly where his strength and accuracy stand. This is a critical evaluation period, not just for this game, but for the trajectory of the 2026 season. If McCarthy can prove he is healthy and capable of dissecting a Hafley defense, even one without Parsons, it sets a massive tone for the winter. Let's look at the tactical side of things. Without Parsons, the Packers lose that elite speed off the edge that forces quarterbacks to get rid of the ball in under 2.5 seconds. This gives McCarthy more time to let the deep patterns develop for our receivers. We can potentially see a more aggressive vertical passing game than we have seen in recent weeks. The financial implications are also worth noting. Every snap McCarthy takes is part of the investment the Vikings made when they drafted him to be the face of the future. The salary cap situation is always tight, and having a young quarterback on a rookie deal performing at a high level is the ultimate competitive advantage in the modern NFL. We need to see if his hand can handle the cold weather and the high-intensity environment of a rivalry game. The medical staff is looking for any signs of inflammation or loss of grip strength. If he passes these tests, I expect a full go. The fans at US Bank Stadium are going to be electric. There is nothing quite like a border battle to finish the year. McCarthy's comments about the rivalry being a role model for the game show his maturity. He is not just a kid with a strong arm. He is a leader who understands the weight of the purple jersey. We are also looking at how the offensive line responds. They have been battered this season, and not having to double-team Parsons on every single play allows the coaching staff to be much more creative with their run-blocking assignments. We could see a resurgence in the ground game, which would take even more pressure off McCarthy's recovering hand. I want to know what you think about this situation. Is it worth risking the future of the franchise for a Week 18 game, or is the experience against the Packers too valuable to pass up? I personally believe that if the doctors say he is ready, you have to let him play. You cannot simulate the intensity of this rivalry in a practice setting. McCarthy needs these Rive reps to continue his ascension into the elite tier of NFL signal callers. We are witnessing a pivotal moment in Vikings history. The transition from the old guard to the McCarthy era is happening right before our eyes, and this game against Green Bay is the ultimate litmus test. Even with the Packers resting some players, they will be motivated to play spoiler. We have to come to play, just like JJ said. The respect he has for the game is evident, but the competitive fire is what really stands out. He is hungry, he is focused, and most importantly, he is getting healthy at the exact right time. We will be monitoring the injury reports every hour until kickoff. This news about Micah Parsons being done for the year is the final piece of the puzzle that might tip the scales in our favor. The league is shaking right now because the path is opening up for a dominant Vikings performance to end the year on a high note.
Stay locked in for more updates as this story continues to develop throughout the week. We will bring you every detail of the final outcome and what it means for our future draft position and the development of this roster. Thank you for watching, and Skol.